Hello everyone, my name is Jay, and today I'm going to be showing you how to modify the Nerf Alpha Trooper blaster. Now, this is my primary. I love this gun. It is so much fun to use, and I have in it the Orange Mod Works Massacre kit that comes with polycarbonate internals, bolt sled, plunger tube, and a 5 kilogram spring, a metal trigger catch, a stronger trigger catch spring, and a metal reinforcement plate for right back here. So I'm going to go ahead, take this blaster apart, and show you what it looks like on the inside, show you what I did to install it, and show you some of the things I did with the stock components. Okay, so I have removed all the screws from my Alpha Trooper, and I'm ready to open it right up. Now, as soon as I kind of pop things open, this thing fell out, the little dart holder in the bottom. There's another little perfectionist thing. I like having those in there. It doesn't really serve too much of a purpose. I don't usually keep a dart in there, but it just adds to the finished look of the gun. So the gun pops open really easy, and right away you're going to see things that aren't nearly the same as when it's stock. So I'm going to go step by step down the gun, starting right at the back here. So in the back, I have a metal trigger catch, and it has a reinforced spring. So that's the first thing that they're going to give you in the Orange Works Massacre mod kit. Next, I have a 5 kilogram spring, which is twice as powerful as the stock spring. Then I have a really greased up bolt sled and plunger tube and plunger. And I made sure to grease up everything with the grease that they give you. They give you silicone grease, and it works really well. The action on it is very smooth. I love it. It's my primary. But so what you're going to have to do is, I have the stock bolt sled and plunger tube system right here, and you can see that I taped over the air hole over here, and I actually modded this one a while back before I got the Orange Works mod kit. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take the screw and metal rod cocking mechanism from the gun itself and transfer it onto this bolt sled. And I had trouble with it. I really messed up the screwing in to the hole. I went way against the threading. It did not work out so well, and I thought I had my goose had been cooked before it had even been hatched. So what I did is I used my handy dandy Leatherman, wherever that might be. I can't find it at the moment, but I used the pliers on that, and it's nice because it's a screw, but it has a little circular plastic piece that covers the majority of the screw hole area, and I really clamped down on it with the pliers from my handy dandy Leatherman and really screwed that in tight, and I don't intend to remove it, so that is how it will stay. Now, the other thing, I ran into some problems. The first time I put it all together, I was unable to cock it relatively easy. It wasn't catching. I would pull it back all the way and it wouldn't catch. And what I found that you had to do, and I watched the instructional video from ModWorks about it, and they said to do this, but I didn't think I needed to. However, you really do, is you need to take a hot glue gun or epoxy or some hard drying glue substance, and you need to really put a lot in there and make it so that this thing does not wiggle around inside the pumping mechanism, because if it does, because of the spring tension, it's not going to cock back all the way. So hot glue gun is necessary. I have one. I used it myself. I put it together myself, and after that it worked really well. The one thing that you do have to be careful of is you can't be wimpy about when you're priming your blaster with an Orange Works mod kit in it. If you do, the darts will get stuck. It'll jam. It has jammed quite a few times. That's the price you pay. It's a much tighter seal, so the darts can really get messed up sometimes, but darts are replaceable. This is great though because it's a polycarbonate bolt sled and plunger tube and plunger, and it's really very strong. I love it. I didn't pad the plunger, so it is pretty loud if you dry fire it. I try not to dry fire it. Dry firing can reduce the longevity of the blaster, so don't do it. It's bad. Always have a dart in there if you're going to fire it. And just really be careful. The slam fire works well. You can prime it, hold down the trigger, and prime it forward, and it'll shoot for you. It's pretty fantastic. It works really, really well in most types of Nerf games. I use it. It's my primary. I love it. The Orange Works mod kit is fantastic. I have no complaints about it. It's a little tough to get started. And the other thing that they give you is this little metal reinforcement piece that goes right in the plunger housing case, and it only goes in one way. So you really have to figure out which way that goes in. So yeah. And so I really made sure to grease up everything that I could. And that's what you really want to do, and that'll increase the longevity of your blaster. Anything where metal touches plastic or plastic rubs against plastic, metal rubs against metal, you really, really want to grease that up so as to protect the lifespan of your blaster. I really love it. I think it works very well. I grease it up really nice. The action is super smooth. And I'm going to put it back together for you now and show you how it fires. Now, I almost have it fully reassembled, but I'm going to point out a few things to you guys. The first thing is this. I have removed the jam door. Because the polycarbonate is transparent, it makes things a heck of a lot easier to see when you're out of ammunition or if you have a jam. It's really, really great. It's much easier to access the internals of the gun. If there is a jam, it's much easier to get out. You don't have to deal with that pesky jam door. It doesn't close on you while you're priming the blaster. Excuse me. And the other thing is, since it's a much stronger spring, I wouldn't recommend actually putting it all the way in the blaster until the very end. You want it to be the last thing to be completely installed. So, and you want the little curve thing to be upside down. You want it to make a kind of a frowny face. It's a sad little plunger cover, but that's okay. And so you screw that back in. And there are 2 screws on this one. And the little metal brace in there really helps. Adds to the stability of the blaster. Increases the longevity of it. And there you have it. Fully modified Nerf Alpha Trooper. It primes like this. And like I said earlier, you can't be wimpy about the priming. It's a stronger spring, so you have to be strong about it. So I push the dart in there, and especially priming forward, you want to really forward, especially when there's a clip in there. If you just go wimpy about it, it doesn't really work that well, and it can lead to a jam all too easy. So I'm going to fire, and it is fast. And it works really well outside. Even in windy conditions, you're still getting a good 60-70 feet flat. But when it's not windy, you're getting upwards of 100 feet, maybe. It depends. If you're using elite darts, the performance is much better than regular streamlines. If you're modding darts, I don't. It's not allowed at my Nerf club. They don't allow modded darts, so I can't use Steffens or anything like that. But the next best thing would be the elite darts, and they are more expensive. 75 pack is about 20 bucks. I kind of go through them pretty fast. I use a 35 clip in this usually, and I also use a bandolier kit. I clip one right here and one right there. Put the 35 clip drum clip on, and it just kind of sits very comfortably, right here. So yeah, this is a fantastic gun. I love it. It's my primary. The Orange Mod Works Massacre kit is fantastic. I love it. It works really well. It's much stronger internals. It's not nearly as flimsy as this stuff. However, if you do want to modify your Alpha Trooper and you don't want to spend the money on the mod kit, you can modify it, the regular one, by taking some electrical tape and placing it over. There's a hole, little air release hole in here. You just place some tape over that hole, and then you're gonna have to use a drill bit on this one. It's a pretty long tube, so you go in with a long drill bit. You put this on like a clamp of some sort, and you drill in right through there. Just drill everything out. Once again, I will say that if you are not comfortable or confident in using power tools, find someone who is, find an adult, find someone who is competent or comfortable in doing those things. If you are comfortable, make sure you're wearing eye protection, be safe, be smart. Modding can reduce the longevity of your blaster, so mod at your own risk. However, modding increases performance, so that is the price you pay. My name's Jay. Thank you for watching.